Power doesn't just live in D.C. It lives on your block, in your ballot, in your neighborhood council meeting. Too often we underestimate local government, but it's the city, the county, the community boards that decide how we live, what we fund, and who gets left behind. In this episode, we step into rooms where real change begins and show you how to take your seat at the table.
What you here for, T? I'm here to make history. I'm here to kill all that white supremacy. It's about time that we stop telling history and tell our story. But here I go. Peace, God, times is hard.
At the federal level, Congress sets national policies, but the best leaders stay rooted in communities they serve. Congressman Greg Landsman, former Cincinnati city councilman, brought his D.C. mission back home with a career fest designed to empower youth and inspire leadership. City government is where neighborhood voices become policy. And when city leaders work together, real impact happens. This is what you get when you meet Vice Mayor Jan Michelle Kearney and Council Member Scotty Johnson. They're more than colleagues. They're partners in progress. Together, they hosted a political open house at a Black-owned art gallery, inviting residents into the process and showing us how collaboration fuels community change.
She is amazing, and I am so happy to roll with her through the thick and thins of politics. Let me introduce to you the Vice Mayor of the City of Cincinnati, Jan Michelle Kearney.
We've got to really make a difference and make a change. We know we have a lot of issues to address. Cincinnati has a really high poverty rate. 29% of the city, 39% of the Black population are living below the poverty level. We all know we've got a housing crisis. We know that I don't care what statistics you're looking at about crime, there's too much gun violence. There's just too much, whether it's up or down, depending on what day you look at it. We've got to attack that. We've got to address that. And so we are working really hard with that. Community engagement, Scotty is the only one, he and I who voted in favor of Hyde Park and the voices of the people across the city. 15 community councils and 4 other groups said, you know what? The community had an urban development, urban design overlay district that was supposed to protect their business district. And then a developer came in and said, oh no, we're going to change all that. We're going to do it our way. And they said, oh, please don't. We want to keep the historic nature. We want development. We want something to go here. Not something this big, though. Let's just put a pause on that and let's work together. Developer said no. Council voted for the developer. And so that was wrong. That's not listening to the people because they want development. They want development, but let's do it together. And so Scotty said community engagement is important. He was all over the place saying, I don't know how we can be elected to represent people and then not listen. So listening, community engagement is so important. I really appreciate that about Scotty. He's an honest person and works so hard for the people of Cincinnati. So I'm proud to serve with him. Tiara, I got to thank you too. You keep us on track. Tiara, I've got to say, she's a young woman who's going to be on city council in the state house somewhere in D.C. at some point. So make sure you know her. I'm telling you, when murder and homicides happen, she's out there at the scene talking to the family. What do you need? What can we do? And I just really, I think sometimes you're in a dangerous situation and that box with your Uncle Armand is right here. So Armand, I try to tell her sometimes, wait a minute, people are shooting, you need to stand back, but she'll be out there anyway. So I can't, she doesn't listen to me.
The support that you show. This city deserves the best. It really does. And we're marginalized because we have people, unfortunately, in some places that are looking for their next move. I'm committed to this city. This will be my 38th year of public service to Cincinnati, 33 years of it as a police officer. But I'm committed to this city because the city deserves the best. And we want to make sure that we do our best. I am graced to sit on that dais and represent you. And I don't take that for granted. I take it very seriously. But because I'm graced to sit there, as Jan talked about, it doesn't mean I know what's best in every situation. That is why it's important to hear from you, for you to tell us what works best in your community and what works best in this situation. Despite people's belief, I'm not anti-development. I'm pro-development for the right way and the right people for the right way.
When government works for the people, it invests in their gifts, and that includes the arts. The Avondale Film Festival and Film Camp is more than an event. It's a vision for a creative economy, powered by policy and rooted in storytelling. It's how we fund the future.
Definitely want to document these stories and bring that education to people. But it's also important to document our success stories as well and celebrate our victories. Aziza, you recently have worked on a documentary about a local success story. Is that right?
Yes, I have.
Can you tell us about that?
All right, so we're creating the Cat Williams street naming documentary, and it's just highlighting the community and everything that everybody came together to give him this honor. I thought it was powerful to do because I love to, like, my biggest thing as a filmmaker, and I just recently learned this at my first screening, I guess the reward is that first reaction that you hear from the audience, because like when you go in there, you're nervous, like, are they gonna like it? But then when you hear that first laugh and then that second laugh or that, you know, that reaction, it's like, oh, okay. So with the Cat Williams, I want to be able to tap into this creative space that Cincinnati, most specifically Avondale, has to inspire those people to, you know, like, you know what, I can be as great as Cat Williams, and, you know, one day my name can be on the street. And so I thought it would be a great opportunity just to show the uplift Avondale, uplift the community, and then you have the star power of Cat Williams. So, yeah. You know, that's like the best platform, so.
Yeah.
We are not powerless. We are the people. And people power means knowing where decisions are made and who's making them. The Good Troublemakers aren't just showing up. We're showing you how to step in, speak up, and shift the game. Because when we understand the system, we just don't vote, we lead.
I got on 8 gold chains and 8 gold rings, and you still refuse to call me king. But what if I told you that I had a dream, that black men and women were on the same team, to make sure these babies can become what they dream? Listen here, little bitch, it ain't what it seems, cause I done walked on water and yet you still won't water me. I done parted the sea and yet you still can't see. I done raised the